decoders. We are here to decode anything to be fun. Before that, let me introduce myself. My name is Cahyani Rahma Dewi, and I'm here as the speaker one. And guys, I'm not alone in this podcast. I'm with my friend and Bayu. Can you introduce yourself?
Okay, hi decoders. My name is Bayu Rizki Saputra, and I'm the second speaker on this podcast. Before that, we're so glad to having you guys here on this podcast.
Yeah, we really appreciate it. By the way, Bayu, how are you? I think your sound it was looks pretty good.
I'm quite happy today. I'm currently having a great day. I also excited to be here on this podcast. Gratefully to you and inviting me to this podcast.
Yeah, I'm so happy to have you in this podcast too, and be my friend to join this podcast. Okay, but recorders, we're not just talk about me and Bayu, and we have the topic to discuss. And the topic is about Indonesian with the millennial people. Like we know that millennial people is already with this country, but we also know some of them look so very indifferent in contributing to their own country. So Bayu, what do you think about the millennial people in Indonesia?
Millennials. Okay,
Yeah.
millennials. I think it's quite a lot of things we can talk about. Like this morning, for example, I look at my phone screen and I saw a newsletter from Survey House that said Indonesia have 28.9% millennial people live in the millennial generation in this social society that literate and adaptable to technology, but they tend to like to use that technology to facilitate all activities, including shopping. In addition, millennials generation has a heavy burden in competing globally, maintaining the integrity and of Indonesian nation. So that's kind of irony because we love to use technology and social media, etc. But we are having this disadvantage of using technology on globally. Also, in this case, Indonesia really needs to refresh the generation that willing to open to technology, I think.
Yeah, I agree with you that now millennials is always use technology. Like for the example, so my nephew also like he always use his phone. Like
Okay.
also they already make a content for his YouTube channel. Like he's also just thir- thir- wait, 3 years old, but he's already make a content. But yeah, this is like a very complicated case when the millennial like doesn't even care about their own country. But however, we as millennials also have to think about how to develop our country and be able to compete to the international market. Like the example, we can make a profit like a marketplace to provide food, traditional food in Indonesia, which is can be by foreigners. So like foreigners can also try to eat Indonesian food, and it also could introduce like traditional food to the international marketplace.
Yeah, I think that's right. I'm with you on this one. That's a good idea. I think we could take advantage on the fast-growing technology by introducing our nation uniqueness, and also we can start attracting foreign who willing to teach us about the advantage computing scheme, perhaps. Or maybe the government can put technology industry and maybe tourism industry up front to boost up the growth, I think.
Yeah, that sounds a great idea. Besides that,
Sorry for cutting you, but I think Indonesia government is actually already did that. We can saw that at KTT G20 yesterday.
yeah,
Do you know at
yeah,
Bali Nusa Dua?
yeah.
I think Indonesia already put effort on it in matter
Yeah.
to grow the millennials on technology sector.
Yeah, I agree with you. But besides that, traditional food, we can also introduce local dance. But I think Indonesia already to introduce local dance to the international when like Indonesia have even like so many event with other country. Indonesia always put that local dance to presentate in that event, right? And I'm pretty sure like 90% of millennials understand how to create content on social media, like my nephew. Therefore, the millennial generation can also develop it through the various social media, and and then they also can make be fun or creative for the content on their YouTube channel, on their TikTok, on any platform social media. And also, I also believe that millennials have a lot of creative to make interesting in their content.
Yeah. Like I said before, I also have a big expectation on Indonesia. I want to. I mean, of course, me as an Indonesian, I want my Indonesian people can create another social media, etc. We can see China how they develop their own technology sector, how they take advantage on their human resource to develop the technology. I think that's an adequate way for maybe Indonesia can take example on China. I also think that it's not about how they understand how to create social media content. I think it's more about the willingness to do the content. Somehow it's hard to do. It's hard to do. I'm not trying to be pessimistic or something, but I think we need to show more our nationalism, not only showing but do the nationalism part. So maybe do you heard any rumors about Gatot Kaca, the Google of Indonesia? Yeah, I think that can be developed. I think.
Oh yeah, and I always like introduce my foreign friends. Like I have a lot of foreign friends in my Twitter. So
Oh yeah.
sometimes I also like introduce them about music Indonesia and also about food. When I like sometimes I also like told them like, oh, you should try to Indonesian food, or you should go here, and I will to be your private tour guide. So that's it. See. And also the impact of the millennials is so big than we think.
Yeah.
So I hope
Yeah, it's
Paul and me, like me and Bayu also, as the millennials can always proud of Indonesian product, right?
yeah.
And think about how to introduce them to international market, like me and my foreign friends, like.
Yeah. By the way, I want to ask you some question. Uh, what is the most important thing, on your opinion, yeah, Chai? What is the most important aspect that you think millennials could do to promote maybe local dance, food, or culture?
That's on my opinion. Indonesia has plenty of potentials. Like we got an enormous number of travel spots. We got thousands of cultural ceremony that we could show to the world. And we also got plenty food that very unique, like Indomie. You know Indomie?
Yeah. Indomie.
Indomie is already around the board.
Yeah. Do you know that Indomie actually having a product? Not a product. It's a collaboration product between Lawless Burger Bar and Warkop New York City. So they actually opening a booth that having a burger menu, but there is a Indomie on top of it, and that's kind of out of the box. The menu called Michin Head. That's kind of
Wow.
funny as well.
That's so interesting, but that restaurant just opened on America.
Yeah, on the street. Yeah. It's on foreign. I mean that New York.
Okay, I just knew that.
Yeah, it's a brand new menu and brand new collaboration as well from our people, Indonesia.
Okay, I see.
Well, I think not only that though, Indonesia government took advantage on maintaining of Indonesia human resource as well. I think not only so we're not dependent on tourism sectors. We're not dependent on our nature sector. I mean, natural resources. I think we can also take advantage. Indonesian government can take advantage on maintaining Indonesian human resource. I think that will help our nation to face the 4.0 sectors. Yeah, I think that's why.
Oh yeah, I agree with you in this case. Like we also know that human resource in Indonesia move so slowly, like really slowly
Agree.
than other countries. Like we also know that Korean even.
Yeah, you're right. Korea is always
Even
top of the mind.
we also start before Korean, right? But the human resource in Korean is more
fun.
more high in Indonesia. So for the took advantage and the maintain of Indonesian human resource, in my opinion, the government, I mean the Indonesian government, should start from Indonesia from tourism industry, because usually that Indonesia tourism always on the lead as the leaders of the sector tourism. So when the government in Indonesia start in this sector, maybe the other sectors can also develop. So I think this is my opinion.
Yeah, I know, right? I mean, yeah, I'm agree with you on this. Like, we can see it. I think Indonesian government already put effort on aiming that. We can see it at G20. Like they put a lot of cultural, culinary, maybe also agreement on many other countries that to develop our human resource as well. Not only the tourism sector, not only the natural resource sector.
Yeah,
I think
the other
that's
sectors
quite
also can develop. So
and also, I think you're right when you say the tourism sectors to put up front, because when people come to Indonesia, they want to they see this place is a beautiful place, of course, but it's kind of irony when we still are having trouble with economics 4.0, and I think they're willing to help us as a country.
That's right. So this is the end to this podcast.
Oh yeah, okay. Thank you for this very interesting talks. Topics.
And guys, thank you for you all also for listening we podcast.
Yeah, decoders. Thank you for listening this podcast.
Yeah, thank you, decoders.
I think we can hopefully we can talk again about this.
Yeah, maybe we can
on next episode.
Next time we make this podcast again with another topic, like about anything else, like you
anything
want.
else.
Okay, so that's it. So
that's it, guys.
Goodbye, decoders.
Goodbye, decoders. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.